Life is full of missed opportunities. Think back to when you were a teenager, cruising the mall, you saw that person you thought was cute, but you didn't have the courage to go ask for their number. Or maybe you regret not putting that offer in on the house you wanted. Or you thought it was a good idea to use 10,000 Bitcoin to buy 2 pizzas from Papa John's. Come to find out later, that would be worth $700 million today. And yes, that really happened. Interest rates are higher than they've been in a long time, but they're not going to stay that way forever, which means this could be another missed opportunity, and I want to show you how to avoid that. So interest rates are higher than they've been in a long time because the Federal Reserve has raised them in an effort to slow down our economy and bring inflation down. Now, if you're in a position where you're paying these interest rates, it's terrible and you want to stay away from them.
You got that right.
But if you're receiving the interest rate, then you want to get involved and you want to do your best to lock yourself in to the highest paying rate before they go away.
That's a good point.
I'm going to show you my top 2 reasons to consider an annuity in your portfolio and why now might be the best time to do it. Getting closer to retirement, many people become afraid of the volatility that comes with the stock market. So participating in a fixed index annuity can be a great way to be part of the upside when the market's up, but be protected from the downside in years that the market loses. Kind of like bumpers on a bowling leg.
Woo! I'm slamming it tonight.
So the first of the 2 reasons to consider a fixed index annuity is safe growth. My goal here is to keep it simple. I think you'll walk away understanding it. So what I've drawn here is a graph. This is basically a made up hypothetical situation that I'm exaggerating just to make an example. I also want to point out nothing I talk about in this video is considered financial advice. This is just educational information. Any financial advice would have to be delivered one-on-one, not like this. We know the stock market can go up or down and it's got volatility, but over long periods of time, it's always proven that it's made gains. And so here you have time, here you have value. And so when you use a fixed index annuity, the way it can give you safe growth is that you pick an index to follow. Let's say the S&P 500, for example. In the years that that is up, you make a percentage of the gains. And in the years that it's down, you're protected from losses. It's flat. That scenario, 0 is your hero. So we keep moving forward. We make a percentage of the gains when it's up, and we're protected from losses when it's flat. Make a percentage of the gains when it's up, and protected from losses when it's flat. And so when you're done with this, instead of having a roller coaster, you have more of like a staircase per se. So what's happening is you're giving up some of these peaks to avoid ever participating in these valleys. Now there's a lot more moving parts behind it than just that, but if you're someone who's got a portion of your money that you'd feel more comfortable being housed in a financial product that could make a reasonable rate of return, got the opportunity to participate in gains when the equity markets were up, but was protected from any stock market volatility or losses, then this would be something to consider.
Lifetime income. That's one of the top reasons that you would look into an annuity for retirement. The ability for it to provide income consistently through all the rest of your year. Look, while you're working, you don't wonder where you're gonna get your next meal from because you have that consistent paycheck in. So what you wanna do is make sure you still have that as you go into retirement and you're no longer working, so you can continue to enjoy awesome meals with your buddies.
This is for people who want to deposit funds into a financial instrument that's gonna give them consistent income for life that they can never outlive. If you consider this bucket the annuity, and this green being the money that you deposit, the value of this is going to go up over time based on what I showed you in the safe growth section. But what the insurance company is guaranteeing is that you get to take out a certain amount of money every single month for the rest of your life. Now they have options to have it increase with inflation and stuff, but if we keep it basic, you get an income forever that you can never outlive, regardless of how well this performs. So if you end up drawing out more than it earns, and this slowly depletes over time, and it reaches zero, the insurance company would step in and they will continue to give you the income that they promised you out of their pocket, guaranteeing that your income can never be outlived, regardless of economic conditions, interest rates, or market volatility or losses. So if you're someone that is gonna have a gap between their Social Security and their pensions and the income you need to live your lifestyle, you need a way to fill that gap. If a predictable, guaranteed way to fill it is something that's attractive to you, then I would consider looking at a lifetime income rider on those safe growth fixed index annuities.
So check it out. This is the Westminster Mall. Growing up, this place was packed. It was the hangout on the weekends. Every store was filled to the gills with stuff. And now, I mean, look at the change in the retail landscape. Like, almost every single store in this entire place is closed, and there's one over here blowing everything out for $2 a piece. Things change, right? And like the retail landscape has changed incredibly. These are the plans for the Westminster Mall. It's been proposed 25,000 square feet of retail and food space will still exist, 175 room hotel off of Bolsa Avenue, 1,065 contemporary style rental units, and 102 three-story single-family townhomes are going to be put on this location because we have a housing crisis in America and we're running out of space. And so these are no longer being used anymore and they got to repurpose them. So if Red Bull is not turning it into a crazy action sports skate park, then they're going to tear them down and turn them into housing.
All right, on the drive over here, I told you that I'm going to tell you why now is the best time to consider doing this. Well, interest rates are high and we know they're not going to stay there forever. And to break this down for you, you need to understand what the insurance companies are doing with the money to understand why now is a time like we've never seen before. For every dollar that goes into an annuity, you've got a large portion of that money gets used to purchase high quality, long-term bonds. These are going to pay a fixed interest rate or percentage on that money. The insurance company knows they can collect that interest for years and years to come. But what gives you the ability to potentially out-earn that is what they do with the other piece of the money. This portion of the money they're using to buy call options on a stock index. In this case, we'll say the S&P 500. So what this allows them to do is to purchase the S&P 500 index at its value today, but they get to buy it at that price a year from now. And so, since those gains might well exceed this, these contracts give you the ability to outperform fixed interest rate and participate in market-like growth, but having no risk that you could lose anything. Since these rates here are not going to stay like this forever, the Fed has already talked about and the writing is on the wall, they're going to begin to go down. Right now, they're significantly higher than I have ever seen in the 15 years I've been doing this, with the exception of the last year or so. I'm urging you to consider these because in a year or two from now, when these rates have dropped in the outside market, your annuity contract will be supported by the fixed rate that the insurance company bought into when you got involved. So why you may have an opportunity that could look like a missed one when you look in hindsight is because a year or two from now, if you sit down and look at this, the amount of earning you can make will not be as good. The amount of lifetime income they can pay you will not be as high. I'd urge you to spend some time with a financial professional, get a better understanding of these, and determine whether or not it's something you want to get involved in before the rates are gone and we might not see them for a decade or more.